All right, back to the VUE 2004, installing the rear door panel back on. If you've been with me before for the removal, I am updating to get this dealer option cladding along the bottom. The easiest thing was to swap door panels with one I found in the junkyard because it was the same color. I was worried about the cladding not staying on, as that was a complaint from when the dealers were installing them, so I didn't want to take the risk. This stuff was on there really well, so I just wanted to ride with it. Anyhow, I have got the door panel all ready to go. See, it's soundproofed, just like the front door panel that I did. And this is what I soundproofed it with. Granted, the dealer did put a weather barrier with a bit of soundproofing on the door, but I'm just going for extra measure here. And there is our weather strip, which I have scrubbed as much of the dirt off as I can so that it won't scratch the outside of the glass. I mean, since you got it out, you might as well go ahead and clean everything up. I've checked all these with the bolts to make sure that nobody has any hangs in them that will cause any issues. Now, our biggest point moving forward is to get these hung here in these. And it's not as easy as I had thought. I've already done the other side, and yeah, that's probably the hardest part of the whole job, is getting it to line up and drop in. The front one was dropping in just fine. This rear one was giving me fits because you've got this lump right here, so you can't get it to sit real tight and just drop in like you can up front. So I will struggle with you so you can see the process. Don't judge my car clothes, but figured the best way is for y'all to see the process. See what a bear it is. All right. Just struggle and struggle and struggle some more. This won't be too long of a video if y'all watching me my behind as I do this. Wow, on this one I can't even seem to get the front hook in. Alright, front just dropped in. See, our problem is it keeps on wanting to catch here, and then it's just too short to get into where that tab is. So you have to kind of compromise. If you pull it up too far, you may risk snapping the tab. Oh, buddy. Come on. And of course, these are not flexible urethane, so it's not like you have any ability to push and maneuver them at all. plugs. It's right there. Like some evil, sadistic person made it just a scotch too long. Sorry, earbud fell out. It's just a scotch too long and just slightly off kilter, and I can't get the light in there. I'm sure GM has a tool for this. Okay, that worked. It didn't break. I just lined it up, got as close as I could from the side, gave her a whack. Not going to guarantee you're going to get it that easy, but okay, see there is some adjustment right front to back. Not much. Whew. But now I'm going to go ahead and move over here. Should have brought the big light over. Start putting some of these Torx in to kind of hold everything stable before I start working on the door handle. I will pause y'all right here so you don't have to watch that slowness. All right, I hand installed all these guys. I didn't tighten them down all the way. I just did it all by hand. They're going to be cranky, some of them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, they're going to be a little cranky. I don't know why. I think it's the way that they, these little bolts and nuts interact with each other. Hang on, I'll show you. All right, here's an example of one of them. It's these little capture nuts, and they tend to move around. And they can go in and out, round and round. So if you're not exactly lined up, you can get it a funny cant, and they won't want to go in. Don't force them, don't strip them, just play around with them a little bit. Yeah, those are my old panels. That's part of the reason why I wanted to go ahead and replace them with these. So once you get all those in place to hold the door panel where it's supposed to be, then you can start to go back and work on the door handle, the dreaded door handle. Yeah, that one was fun. I'm gonna pause y'all, get y'all lined up. If y'all are with me for the last video, there's the pin that we remove out of the door panel. Again, just like all the little pins you find on the bumper and in the wheel wells, this little head pulls out from the base to release these feet. And when the head pops in, it makes the feet expand so it won't come out of the hole. That's what we're actually going to be installing to hold the door handle in place. Here's our door panel, and if you remember, it removed this way, so we're going to install it the same way. Now there's these little rubber gaskets on the inside, which sometimes make it a little bit difficult to get the handle in place. But we can do it. All right. I don't know what all this goop is on this one. There we go. Clean it off. All right. Now, what I found to be the best thing, I'm putting the pin in the frontmost one. These guys are bears to get to stay up. So I'm actually installing the microfiber up under to kind of hold it in place for me. It's cold out today and humid, so my hands are not too happy. All right, there you go, I got my leverage. Now, I'm gonna line everybody up. You can see it from the side. There we go. Now, grab it with your hand. You're gonna line up. Hopefully y'all can see. Get our legs in there. Push the base all the way down. And then push the head in. There we go. Door handle good. All right. I couldn't look at what y'all were seeing as I was doing it, so I hope I didn't block too much of that. Next, we're going to move to reinstalling the weather strip. Hopefully that gives some light. Sorry, again, with things cold, nothing's wanting to cooperate. Now, what you're going to want to look for, this is where it's going to line up with the front piece that we removed here. This little hole, that's going to line up. This piece here goes behind this black strip. So we're just going to kind of work it gentle down. It's going to be kind of tight. Now we're also going to want to pay attention to our alignment front to back. Looks like it's lining up. Now, just going to work it partially down all the way across. And then pull it down until it goes a little, you hear a little pop. And I found it best to do it down below, and you can see it as it comes down and clips into place. There it goes. Hear that snap? Hopefully y'all could hear it. Okay. That's in place. That's another reason why when we're removing it, we don't want to yank and pull or pry, because you're wanting that same wedge friction to be able to hold and clip back under. So now we're going to reinstall this piece. Again, remember we have our little Phillips, the one that's more like a bolt with the fine threads, and then our one that's a standard screw goes on the bottom. You see now there where the weather strip is lining up. If we come around to the front, here's our piece we're going to install. Remember, it's got these little hooks that are going to line up here and here, and this little piece at the bottom is going to slip down and go over that part in the weather strip. So we're going to have to come from the side here, go across and slip it in. Let me show you something from the back. I'm doing it by feel, but also you have to make sure this little part, it actually goes around the metal. So and now you'll see our little nutsert capture up there, and down there our other one. Okay, I'm going to run those in. All right, I've got those in. You're going to have to do a little bit of going to need two hands, which is why I didn't do it on video, because you're going to have to knock the light over, adjust it in and out a little, up and down, to get those to line up perfect. You don't want to torque anything out of place and break anything. Now I'm going to go around, retorque all those T30s back down tight, and we should be good to go. Now when you're retorquing these back in place, I say torque, it's not really torque, hold your ratchet like this. You don't want to go down at the bottom of the ratchet and muscle it. This is not something you want to muscle. This is all little metal tabs attached to plastic tabs on the panel. They're brittle, being as old as they are. They will snap. Trust me, I got a little overly fervent with one that wasn't lining up on the other side, and it did break. So it wasn't the end of the world, but yeah. All right, so that's everything. Functioning properly again, outside of our unsightly pinstriping. Not lining up. Lines up in the front okay. Thought I was going to get lucky and it wasn't going to go high in the back. But I'm planning to take it all off anyway. There, sorry. Give you all a better look at the finished product with the panel down on the bottom. Now I'm going to go over those with Jack's Wax like I did the rest of the paneling, so that they are a deeper, richer color like they came from the factory. I will also be replacing the quarter panels so that everything matches, and so that I get rid of this, all this scratching down to the black from the previous owner. And I definitely have to do some paint correction. You can see on the side of this guy, it's pretty rough. I think it'll do all right though. Here's our other side without the bold light on it. You can see. And again, yes, pinstriping. It's actually going to get the front fender from that other car, also the rear quarter. Again, another reason to take that pinstriping off. It's just gotten gooey, but that's why that's coming off. And there's are my other panels over here. I am going to keep this. Everything else I'm going to take off. But I'll be covering those installations later so that y'all can see how to do that. But anyway, there you go, door skins. That was the installation of the rear. And again, this is a 2004 Saturn VUE. I'm sure it's very similar across the years. I don't know anything about the body style change, how all that works. All I needed was the T30, my Phillips, the microfiber, the little tool I used to hold the door handle out. Really, if you have all the tools from the previous video that I went over to remove, then you have everything to reinstall. It's not nearly as bad as I thought. So, all right, y'all. Thanks for watching.